Okay, here we are in the North Texas garden. We're going to talk about potatoes today, red potatoes. But just to give you an overall view of kind of what we're doing, we start with our peach trees. We got three different varieties of peach trees, an early bloomer and a mid bloomer and a late summer bloomer, so we get peaches all year round. And then we've got, you can see the berries in the background, our chicken coop in the far background, and then because we do more than just garden. And then we have our various vegetables, peas and tomatoes and onions and carrots and things like that. We're going to walk over here to the potatoes. So let's go look at red potatoes. Okay, here we are in the red potatoes. Judy planted those potatoes 75 days ago. And so we're supposed to harvest in 75 days. These are red potatoes. They're supposed to germinate 14 to 21 days. So here we go. There's a lot of mist we want to encapsulate here. We were trying out the ground bed where we planted in the ground was tilled about 2 years ago. We've planted in it a couple times now. What it is about a foot deep. We put some mulch on the bottom and then covered it with planting soils and the various additives that we needed for our North Texas soil. Some of it's just clay. So we do work real hard with our soils. So we'll have the in-ground bed we're going to pick from. And then we have a raised bed in our trough. This is about a 5-foot trough. So what we did was we have, now that I said that, we have straw on the bottom and about a foot of that. And we have about a foot of planting soils that as we planted them, we separated the soil, planted in the middle, watered them. And you know the old myth about as you pile up that dirt around it as it grows, the potato vine is supposed to come up to it with potatoes growing. That didn't work for us. All the potatoes are right at the bottom, right where we planted to begin with. So these are just red potatoes, cut, treated, and put in the ground. So we're gonna use our potato fork. Most people use pitchforks, potato forks. A potato fork is what you should use, from what I understand, especially on the lower ones. Now you'll notice in both beds we planted them pretty close to each other. So what we're going to do is we're going to try every other plant in case we need to leave some still on the ground or they're not mature yet. So let's just go to the ground one and see what we've got here. So let's just try this one right here. I can see potatoes coming off the top. Judy, can you zoom in on that potato right down in there? Can you see those potatoes coming off the top right there, right down those oak leaves?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
oh, yeah.
Here we go. Let's just go down, make sure I don't hit any potato there. Oh, I did hit a potato. Look at that nice big potato I hit. If I can get it off here, that will still wash up. Look at those potatoes. There we go. Let me just pull those up. Those are coming off this middle vine. And we have lots and lots of potatoes out of this one. And one right next to it, another large one. Now these are small reds, so these are just perfect size for us. Go ahead and dig around in here with that potato fork. Come a little bit further off from the side, so I can get in there without getting any more potatoes.
And this is exactly 75 days, isn't it?
Exactly 75 days. So you've got a variation of sizes, which is great. Put in that, fry them up in the pan or however you want to cook them. Put them with a roast.
Green beans.
That's right, green beans. In fact, we'll show you those later. But that looks about it for that plant, and maybe part of the plant next to it.
Oh,
So since that's such a good sized potato, in fact these greens on top we're going to just put right over in our mulching pile, our composting pile, so we use it coming and going. Looks like I lost one over there.
And we don't want the potatoes to see sunlight, I think, so we're good to
Okay.
get them out right now.
We'll get them out right now. That's right. You can tell that the one that was on top is already browning a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and dig these. Let's see, a little bit further away there. Dig this in. Let's get them out. Okay. Now, Judy, can you plant these fall again? You get another planting on these?
No, I don't think so. You have to start with a regular seed potato. We bought those from the Decatur nursery, and we want to make sure that you get the regular potatoes that are meant for planting, because the others are treated. Usually if you buy them in the store, they're treated so they won't sprout.
Okay, and we try to stay as organic as we can out here. We're raising both grass-fed beef, the low-line variety, which is the original DNA for Angus, a little bit smaller cow than what they've worked with the various DNA and made cows mothering cows up to 1,200, 1,400 pounds, and normally around 1,000, 1,200. The original DNA Angus was about 900, 800 to 900 pounds. So we've gone back and raising them all grass fed. All the feed is produced here on the farm, and we move them around so they're getting fresh hay, fresh grass, about every 7 days. They're on a new field. So that's what they call mob feeding. But this is the garden part, so I'll get back to that. Judy's already shaking her head at me. So we're going to go ahead and dig up the rest of this end, and then we'll go up to the upper part. That potato fork really works well. Busted that soil up so I could dig these up real easy with my hands. You can see where it was reaching, the sun was seeing it. It started to brown a little bit. So we want to make sure we get them out of that sun as soon as we can. As soon as they start breaking that soil, you know you need to come up. Let's just make sure we don't have any more down here. If we have anything down right there, I think we're good. I think I pulled most of those out with one more little guy. We have a lot of oak trees around here, so you'll find oak leaves in just about everything we do. Okay, that was in ground, about 2-year-old soil. We planted different things in it last year, had some corn in it. So let's try our raised bed now. Go ahead and get this fork in here. This is real easy soil. It's planting soil, a lot of room. It breaks apart real easy. So we shouldn't even have to use this fork, but I'm going to do it just to, I don't want to dig up any of the bottom stuff, any of the straw on the bottom. That straw holds that water in.
And I know you had to put some more drainage holes in there for me to make sure we had good drainage. They don't like to sit in water.
Most of these are bigger. They're a little more consistent here. A little more consistent.
And I think you used just organic fertilizer on these, didn't you, Russ?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Skin is real soft. Let's go ahead and bring this basket over here.
And I believe we're going to leave these out in the air. We'll spread those out and leave those out in the air for a couple hours, maybe a little longer, and they'll start getting a little hardness to them, so they'll keep better.
We'll go ahead and, this soil is so soft, I'm just going to use my hands right here just to make sure I didn't miss anything. You can tell how dark it is, and
oh, that's beautiful.
we really soiled that up.
Hope you can see that. Oopsie, I just crashed.
Okay.
But we had, that's really soft. It's really kind of dark and hard to see, isn't it?
Okay, let's do one. Let's do this set right here.
Okay.
I'm not going to use that fork this time. It's so soft.
Oh, beautiful.
I can see some more down. Oh man, these are really nice. So the raised bed right now, as far as I can see, color, consistency and size, they're a lot more consistent. Not as many per stalk of potatoes, but they're a lot more consistent. Darker color. Yep. We didn't get one real huge one, and then the tiny ones, we basically got the medium-sized potatoes. So depending on what you want to do, how you plan to do it, that's great.
Well, I think these vines started to die back, and that's how we had the idea. Even though the time was 75 days, we knew that as the plants died back, it was time to start harvesting.
And we read one place where you, as soon as it started to, the top started to flower out or peek out a little bit, you would dig then. And that was really too early for us, so we needed to give it another week or so, week to 10 days before we dug. We went clear to the 75 days. So we'll be back. We've got squash coming up and peas coming up, and of course our asparagus will be next year. That's this is our second year. We harvested for about 2 weeks and we're letting it go to seed. And then of course we got berries and just about everything else you can imagine. So if you need something to do, tune back into us and see what we're doing. Thank you very much.